What's up, Panther Nation, Pantherologists? How are we doing? How are we doing? Today is a call-in show. We are going to be going over some things. As you can see in the chat, people are already getting in here. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As you come in, make sure you pound the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And of course, as always, guys, make sure you join the Discord so you're always updated, and a great way to connect with me on a personal level, right? So the link to the StreamYard is in the chat already, as you can see right there. It is in the chat. I am going to put it on. I have it on Twitter as well, so I'm going to post it in the comments on the Twitter, so you have that. So people on Twitter, if they want to join, they can use the StreamYard link. Basically, this is just going to be a show for y'all to come in, ask questions, maybe your questions, your concerns, how you're feeling, something like that. Also, maybe there's a topic that I'm going to be bringing up today that maybe you want to dive into and talk about more, right? Maybe you want to talk more about a certain topic that I'm bringing up, right? So this is for you, okay? But we're also going to be I'm also going to share my screen, stuff like that, so you can see that as well. So you can see the whole shebang. All right, so the call-in show, yes. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the quote of the day. Now, last month, so yesterday I didn't do a live stream. Unfortunately, I was out of town. Actually, the live stream that I did on Monday, I literally got done with the live stream, ran to the gym. Then I had to go all the way to Hartsville because for my company that I work for full time, I had to do a big presentation for a company out in Hartsville. So I had to travel right after the live stream, then go there, be there all day yesterday, and didn't get back home till 5-6 o'clock at night. I was exhausted. So didn't do another live stream yesterday. So that's why I didn't post yesterday. But we're back. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be traveling for a while. So it's nice that, even though I work from home, it's nice to travel and get away and stuff like that. So the quote of the day, though, I thought I'd do a funny one. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. They usually stink. Sometimes mine definitely stink. Some of y'all don't agree, right, with some of mine. All right, Marcos Cash is in here. What up? And Panther Nation, Pantherologist, what up? All right, John Nay's in here. What's up, John? Appreciate everyone that's joining. Hand waving. Nice. That's pretty cool. Okay. So if you want to join as we go through, let me know. So first things first, let's get into headlines. All right. So the headlines. We're counting down the days here to the Monday night football game against the New Orleans Saints, which I will be there. There will be some more details upon that. And so if you are going to be in Charlotte, I am going to try to set something up to maybe just do a meetup. I'm trying to work out a schedule. Maybe on Sunday we'll do a meetup, and then of course Monday. Sunday, Saturday I'm driving to Charlotte, so I will be there probably sometime in the afternoon. I'll probably leave here at the latest like 11 or 12. And then probably get there around 3-4 o'clock, and then get myself ready for the night. We're gonna go out. We've already got I don't know if y'all know where Trio is, but we got some bottle service. All right, so we got some bottle service, and we're gonna have a table enough for 10 to 12 people to come through. So if anybody is in the Charlotte area and wants to come through, let me know. And then we're going to do a meetup on Monday for sure for the Panthers game. And then, just let me know. We got a lot of transactions going on, but let's start with this. So the Frank Wright, all right, focusing on the silver linings, kind of reflecting on that lackluster performance is really never easy, right? But for Frank Wright, it's all about a methodological approach or methodical approach, right? A reliance on game tape analysis, resolve to make the necessary upgrades. Now, Sunday's loss brought about its fair share of overreactions, in my opinion. After that game, I stayed away from Twitter about some, and then some queries about some recruitment choices that we've made recently, which we're going to dive into, which we made another one today before I got on the show. We brought in Michael Strachan, I think is his name. He's a former wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. Brought him in onto the wide receiver squad, but he's on the practice squad from my understanding. And then we'll dive into each and every one of the recent signings that we've had as well. But we're kind of in this rebuilding phase, I feel like. And we find ourselves with a passionate fan base, but a lot of our fan base is so wishy-washy, and honestly, the thing that kind of upsets me about our fan base a little bit is that these people just choose to overreact. And then when we're winning, they come out of the woodworks, and it's almost like they bandwagon, right? If we were to make the playoffs this year, let's say if we do make the playoffs and we win this division somehow, some way, Panthers fans would come out of the woodworks out of nowhere. Like they weren't even true Panthers fans. So I've never left this team. We can go 0-16. I will never leave this team. All right. But we are hungry for success after the years that we've had in this football wilderness, right? Did we really sign Cohen to the practice squad? I think it has been finalized, but we'll see. But Frank Wright was speaking to the media, and Sports Illustrated came out. The positives of when they face adversity. He praised the run game, the offensive line's game. However, he couldn't help but emphasize the dire need for more offensive explosiveness to propel from the team, forward. So week 2 against the New Orleans State, it's a large matchup. It's another playoff game. It's an in division game, rivalry game. So we've got to execute a better offensive scheme this next game, and it's non-negotiable because the Saints seem to they seemed like they put together a decent offense, even though that they do have some key injuries leading up into our game. But it seems like they put together a nice, well-rounded offense against the New Orleans Saints. And the New Orleans Saints, the defensive coordinator, definitely drew up a great scheme to stop Derrick Henry. And I think that's the reason why Tennessee lost that game, because if you go back and watch it, Derrick Henry was not as explosive as we've seen. And the defensive scheme that they were running against him definitely slowed them down. So we've got ourselves another big matchup going into week 2. So I look forward to, watching that, being there live and everything. I'm not worried about our team yet. We're still rebuilding. Fans aren't being supportive enough. Keep pounding. Exactly, man. We need support. You got to, like I said, the last live stream on Monday, Rome wasn't built in a day. This team is not going to be rebuilt overnight with a new head coach, new coaching staff, fresh faces, young franchise rookie quarterback. Not of unknowns on our team, a lot of developmental players on our team. You just can't expect these things to happen overnight. So let's talk about the J.C. Horn injury. Of course, this dark cloud has loomed over J.C. Horn once again with a non-contact injury, and given his history of his health woes, this is an absolute catastrophe for both of JC and the Panthers. It's a subsequent test unveiled a troubling hamstring injury, confirmed that he'll be sidelined for multiple weeks. So now we're facing a daunting task of trying to cope without our top coverage corner. Our cornerback depth is shallower than a puddle in the Sahara Desert, right? The team did sign Lamar Jackson to the practice squad, but the extent of his impact remains a mystery, and I'll dive into about him more here shortly. as it stands, the Panthers are placing their bets on Dante Jackson, Troy Hill, CJ Henderson to, hold the fort down. And then, of course, Jeremy Chin as the big nickel back. Despite the loss, Evero's defense definitely, I thought, showed up on Sunday. I think they did their job. Unfortunately, our offense didn't. Too many mistakes. But the absence of Horn could be a large impact, at least to the corner position, because the secondary is in a peril right now, because the team's Achilles heel is out, and unless the transformative adjustments are delivered in days ahead, we'll see, right? We will see, right? So, guys, if you want to join the live stream, it's right here. It's right here. Colin Fenton said what up in the private chat. I don't know if he's back there. I don't see anybody that's tried to join, so maybe that's something else. Maybe that's on Twitter or something like that. I'm not too sure. But anyways, there's a stream. If you want to just hop in, you don't have to show your face. You can close your camera off if you want to. You could so no worries. Let's see what Marcos Cash said. Trade JC now when we can get maybe a second for him, or at least a third and a fourth. Yeah, I mean, it's starting. The JC Horn thing is becoming an issue, but obviously we've got other things alerting throughout the NFL right now with this whole turf situation, right? Like, are we gonna is maybe the reason why a lot of players getting injured because of these turfs, right? Because is that the injury thing, right? What's up, Trap Set? What's up, man? Appreciate you joining. So, guys, you can call in. The link is in here. Well, I'm still going to be giving you content, like, as people, as I'm going through these slides and stuff like that, people can just hop in and say their piece and what's on their mind. This is why I make a call-in show. I'm probably going to make every Wednesday, a call-in show for you guys, so that you can come in and chat with me. But also join the Discord. Also follow all my links. The links are down below. Sponsorship of today is betusa.com. So sign up for free today. You get 125% bonus on your first bet. Make sure you bet responsibly, okay? But Marcos Cash, to your comment here, it all depends if we're going to be able to get that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what the NFL is going to do with this artificial turf. Are they going to go back to the grass fields? And I really think they should, because a lot of players are coming out saying it's a problem. The only reason why they're doing these artificial turfs is because of the soccer teams that these organizations are bringing in. And that's the only reason why the Panthers have the artificial turf. From my understanding, is because they brought this soccer team in. But then I've heard things about World Cup, and stuff like that. It's like, we need to stop feeding into these other things. I get it brings money, but at the same time, you're not going to be bringing in any more money if all your players are getting injured. Like, there were so many injuries week one. Like, if you go look at the injury report from each and every single team in the NFL, it's crazy on how many players have gotten injured. And a lot of NFL players are coming out saying it's because of this artificial turf. So I hope that maybe the NFL can finally just get this over with and go back to the regular turf, because I played on artificial turf and it's brutal. It feels like you're landing on concrete and a bunch of mini rocks are just hitting you, right? Because when I played at high school, they changed it to artificial turf and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. All right. So what I learned. So Bryce Young, we saw a bit of a human side of him, right? Like, in this game, we saw that Bryce Young is human. Okay. He, onto this NFL stage with all eyes on him. He had some flashes of brilliance, guys. He which punctuated his debut. He also showcased the rookie label, right? He completed 20 of 38 passes for 146 yards. including a touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked twice, pressured relentlessly. He faced the trials and tribulations of an NFL quarterback initiation, basically. It's crucial to note that Young's 52.63% completion rate deserves context. He wisely threw the ball away 8 times, giving him an adjustment completion rate of 69% according to Pro Football Focus. So Frank Wright praised Young's overall performance, but acknowledged areas of where he could grow. Young's ability to absorb lessons from adversity. He does well when developing from that. So we'll see as he, continues and moving forward. All right. Marcos Cash coming in and saying, I hate soccer. And that's because I don't know how that makes sense, but okay. The offense in the lab, chemistry still brewing, right? So Bryce Young's debut was a stark reminder that chemistry doesn't happen overnight, right? The Panthers offense with new faces struggle with timing and execution. So the use of this pistol formation, unseen in the preseason, led to miscommunication between Young and Chuba Hubbard. Pre-snap motions, timing were askew, underscoring the need for the offense to really gel further. With limited downfield attempts, the margin for error remained razor thin. Young's average completed air yards ranked 4th worst week 1 quarterbacks, signaling room for improvement in the vertical areas because there were some deep balls that were missed and were overthrown at least 2 to 3 times. And I know one of them was definitely Mingo that could have, 2 of those definitely could have been big time plays. Because Mingo was off the corner for a good amount of yards. The coaching conundrum, right? A conservative approach. I felt that this coaching staff approach in week 1 raised some eyebrows despite vocal confidence in the quarterback, revamped offense. The play calling was really on the conservative side, in my opinion. 9 penalties, a lackluster offensive rhythm pointed to a team really not firing on all cylinders, right? I think this Panthers coaching staff must decide whether to remove the training wheels and really unveil this full offensive arsenal that they, so to speak, have, right? So the slow rolling approach really left me and I think other fans questioning the offense's potential here, right? So collaborative play calling, especially after halftime, may provide the spark needed for success. I'm thinking also that, Frank Wright is going to have to relieve some of these offensive play calling reins and let Thomas Brown cook. I mean, Thomas Brown, when we've seen him make play calling, it's been a lot more explosive, a lot more fast paced, a lot more I don't know. It just seems to be. It seems to just go a lot smoother when he was the play caller during the season, preseason. Now, is that going to be the same that happens in the regular season? I know because you're going up against 2s and 3s. I don't know, but it's definitely worth an approach to look at and evaluate and see where it goes. Because I would much rather do that. Much rather him, take the reins on that. All right. Another thing that I learned, well, this wasn't even something I really learned. I've been known this, but Brian Burns is a priceless asset. Okay. Brian Burns is seeking that contract extension. He's demonstrated his value. He named a team captain. He wreaked havoc on the field, including a strip sack, showcased his elite athleticism. He tallied up 1.5 sacks, multiple pressures. Really just became a focal point for this Atlanta offensive adjustments that they had to make because of him. Now, Burns' absence in the secondary due to JC's torn injury amplifies his importance. The symbiotic relationship between pass coverage and pass rush becomes a crucial one in Horn's absence. So Burns' relentless force on defense is irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable. And last but not least, I mean, we've got to give their props where it's due, right? We got to give its props where it's due. And the offensive line stepping up, man. I mean, this offensive line was a topic of the preseason, right? And they proved me wrong, allowing only 2 sacks. The offensive line provided exceptional protection for Bryce. And furthermore, the run game thrived. They accumulate 154 yards on 32 attempts, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Akeem Ekwonu, Zavala, they played well. Zavala, despite missing the offseason prep, showcased his strength and agility there at the right guard. Taylor Moton remained consistent. The line's impressive performance really begs the question of what happens when Austin Corbett returns, right? Potentially the O-line's, elevating this O-line's depth, right? And in some, the Carolina Panthers week 1 journey, was a roller coaster ride filled with a lot of lessons, both sweet and sour, right? So as we keep moving forward, getting ready for the New Orleans Saints, hopefully that at least from the standpoint of our pass rush and our offensive line can continue to play at those levels as we get ready for the New Orleans Saints and going into our Monday Night Football game. So, guys, make sure you pound that like button. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Appreciate everyone being here. So I'm glad to be back. I took the day I was out of town yesterday, so that's why I didn't stream yesterday. But I appreciate everyone joining today and getting in the comment section. So make sure if you're watching, get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Feel free to join the live stream as well. This is a call-in show, so you're more than welcome to hop in and get on here and chat with me. All right. Sorry, I'm sending a message to my manager here. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's move on. All right, Panthers shake up the roster a little bit, right? So they bring in David Sharp to the 53-man roster. Panthers aren't wasting time, really trying to continue to build up this roster, but also add depth in places that we need it. We're all hungry here for some redemption this Monday, right? We want to get some redemption after with the week 1 loss we had. Monday afternoon, they picked up the offensive lineman David Sharp from the practice squad, moved him up to the 53-man roster. He's basically a versatile swing tackle. He was a 4th-round pick, hailing from the University of Florida. His resume says that he had 37 career games, 6 starts with 2 stints at the Raiders, 2017, 2018 through 19, along with some spells at the Houston Texans, Washington Commanders, Baltimore Ravens. So we'll see if he can bring a formidable presence to the offensive line. He plays he's going to play right tackle. So I'm going to be guessing he's just going to be Moton's backup guy, right? I think he's just going to be Taylor Moton's backup. Oh, we got our first caller in here. So let's bring him in. Mr. Trapset, what's going on, brother?
What's good, man? What's good with you?
Not much, man. Just getting the day not getting the day started, but just getting things going, getting back on track after being out of town yesterday.
Hey, man, I feel you. I understand. It's a rough week with us losing, but, man, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm going to kind of cape for Frank Reich, man. I think what I wanted to see from this first week was kind of the opposite of what we had with the last administration. I wanted to see soundness amongst our football team, especially from first half to second half. Like even the fact that we came out, after halftime, we had a good drive until the fumble. It was, I don't know, it was just good to see actual good play calling. A lot of people didn't like the play calling. I know we didn't take many shots deep, but to be honest, to see them go back to the running game and not abandon it and just start slinging it around, and when we know we don't have the pieces to do that was
Yeah,
good. It felt good, and I mean, to see the offensive line perform well, maybe there was something to the vanilla thing.
maybe
I,
it was.
yeah, I doubted it, but maybe there was something to the vanilla thing. I don't know if it was scheme wise different. Um, but I mean, I felt really good. Our trench play was good. That's what I was really worried about. Um, JC being hurt, we knew that was going to happen sometime this year. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's inevitable. I mean, Dante's next. We know what's going to happen. But Troy Hill coming in and playing, so I don't know if you saw his PFF grade.
yeah.
But
He played awesome. I was very, very, very happy the way he played. Chin was kind of non-existent, which was kind of upsetting to me. And I don't know if that's because of the way Evero is running this defensive scheme, putting him at the nickel position. But honestly, you didn't. I mean, really, we really haven't really seen. We really didn't get to really see how good our secondary really is, and we're really not going to be able to now with J.C. Horn out because Desmond Ritter didn't throw the ball a lot which makes me think that our corners were playing well enough. Besides the fact of that, C.J. Henderson, um, uh, he had the flag,
oh
pass
yeah,
interference flag, which was a big deal breaker there because we could have stopped them. You get them down, then it would have been 3rd and long, and then it would have made it even a tougher shot for them to even get down the field. So, but yeah, no, absolutely. What else you got for me?
Uh, I mean that's really much it, man.
Yeah.
To be honest, the offensive play calling, if you look at it, a lot of our drives, man. I mean, whenever we got off schedule, that's when we got in trouble. But it was
Mhm.
good to see us actually get yards on first down and it
Yeah.
not be 2nd and long,
Yeah.
the whole game. So I mean, I mean, I wasn't, thrilled about the play calling or the results,
Hmm.
but I think once we get the pieces in, I think it's gonna start to fall together. And I've done my research. I've talked to a couple of Colts fans and a couple of people who follow Reich's career. They've all told me it takes time for his offense to really start to click.
Yeah.
Around the middle of the season, end of the year, it should really click. Same thing with Evero's defense. They said
Yeah.
it's a lot of communication has to happen, so those guys have to start to gel together.
Yeah.
Um, that's where it hurts having JC. JC was very vocal, on the back. Him and Von Bell,
Yeah.
not having them there is going to hurt.
Yeah.
But we're going to see how the secondary does, man. I think Bryce looked a little timid out there too, as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of conservative approach with him. I feel like that we didn't really ever see this pistol formation that they were running, right?
Right.
And so I think that's part of like the reason why I was saying with the miscommunication there. That's why I said the conservative approach. I think that maybe that's why there was miscommunication because now that they're actually using the playbook that they've been so-called that they've been hiding right through the preseason.
Right.
Now I think that from the offensive standpoint, if our offensive line continues to play like this, there's no reason why our offense can't start clicking on all cylinders here soon because when you're giving your rookie quarterback that much time to throw the ball, the problem is now can our wide receivers get separation because that was the biggest thing that we were having difficulties doing. And AJ Terrell was out there. Jesse Bates made a lot of big plays, but with Jeff Okuda, out, and you would think that they would be able to get some kind of separation just to be, even dealing with someone with an injury. But I think you're right. I think that it's, I've heard those kind of rumors too, that, and I think that comes with any offense or a defense, right? When you have fresh faces, when you have a new head coach, when you have a new offensive coordinator, it's going to take time for everybody to really click to the playbook of what they're calling, which then they weren't calling it in the preseason. And then now they're doing it. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But I was pretty encouraged, man. I mean, they didn't look perfect, but I saw some glimpses of what it could be. It's not going to be it's not going to be a Kansas City offense where there's going to be the huge plays and it's going to be Tyreek Hill, running across the field. It's not going to be that kind of offense. It's going to be ball dominant. We control the clock. All we had to do was just hold on to the ball, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and I see what I saw the comment he just
Yeah.
made about the interceptions being mostly coaching.
Yeah.
From what I saw, it was the same as that route. I mean, I guess it's just I think I don't know if it was a brain fart on Bryce, especially that second one was really bad. I mean, it went right to. So I don't know.
I mean, at least he wasn't Josh Allen, right? Like he didn't throw 3 picks in the game, right? At least he didn't do that. He didn't just go out there and just be a bomb and just throw it up in the air. But he was trying to make a play. He just didn't see Jesse Bates. I think that was kind of a blind read from Bryce, because Bryce mentioned it in his press conference. He was saying that he was supposed to be looking to his right, and then he shifted over to the middle, didn't see Jesse Bates there, and it happened on the same route, same play. So,
right.
I think I don't think that's a coaching call. I think that's more of on Bryce, learning.
Right, and I think, man, we have outside of Thielen, we have a lot of, all of our receivers. It seems like there's a lot of miscommunication where they either just stop on routes or they're not fully going, or it just seems like there's a lot of miscommunication going on there. So I don't know if it's a Sean Jefferson thing, if it's a Frank Reich thing, miscommunication. That's the only thing that really worries me. I don't know if the wide receiver room is going to be able to get it together this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. New faces maybe, or what? I don't know. What do you think?
I think that with the wide receiver room, it's very DJ Chark is probably our best wide receiver, honestly. I mean, you can call Thielen Mr. Reliable, right? But at the end of the day, DJ Chark is not going to be DJ Moore. He's not going to be a guy that can just, get down the field and gets open. He's a speedster. He's more of a deep threat guy. You want to kind of let him run up the field on a seam route and toss it up there, right? But he's not going to be a DJ Moore. Now, the thing is, I think it's the first game. Terrace Marshall coming back, obviously, off the injury. So we got to see if he can produce a little bit more. I was glad to see him get a couple, catches. Mingo, there was 2 or 3 deep passes that he burned a corner on, and Bryce just overthrew him.
Yeah.
On one of those, though, it was kind of Jonathan Mingo's fault because he stopped running.
Exactly.
And so if he would have just kept going, he would have been right there on the ball. And so then, Hurst was our best, if you want to consider him a wideout, but he was the best guy to, our pass catcher that we had on the field that when week 1. So I think at the end of the day, if these guys can come back fully healthy, go through this full week of practice, be ready to go by Monday, which is nice because we get an extra day of recovery. Also, we get an extra day to, prepare as well. Maybe we'll finally see what these wide receivers really can do. Maybe we'll, with a full lineup. I just think that they just have to be better at getting separation because there was not enough separation on Monday or on Sunday.
Right. Not a lot of easy throws for Bryce at all, man.
No.
I'll be honest with you, the tight windows he was throwing into, I was impressed by Bryce. He made, it's out of those 2, those 2 bad decisions. He was great. He made really good decisions.
Pro Football Focus says besides the throws that he threw away, which was 8 of them, he would have had a completion rating of a 69.
And I'll be honest with you, people aren't going to like this, but be honest, he reminded me a lot of the Teddy Bridgewater offense when we had him.
Yeah.
The only thing is he just doesn't have weapons like a Robbie and a DJ to really throw to.
Yeah, you don't, and especially on these quick seams, or not quick seams, but these quick, screen passes off to which they were trying to run. Laviska is very good off of those. But really, you want somebody that can, I would say Mingo would be better off the screen because he's a lot quicker, right? So I'm wondering if they're going to try to figure out how they're going to really line these wide receiver up to where they are better at, creating separation, because certain guys are just like wide receivers. Like it's same thing with wait, what's hold on, just something came through, but I'll break that down. Brady, left guard is on IR. Fuck.
Um,
Okay. Okay. Well, that's big news. We'll have to go over that here shortly. But anyways, no. So I've always been a big believer in this, and it was like something that Conor McGregor said, and he said styles win fights. So transition that to an NFL thing. Schemes work for certain players. Certain offensive schemes work for certain offensive players. Certain defensive players work for better in certain schemes. That's why Evero is switch this defense, because Burns is going to be better in the position that he's in now, right? So the same thing with like these wide receivers. We're going to probably have to go with that approach and say, okay, who's going to be the better guys to be on the outside? Who are going to be the guys who are going to be better off the screen? Who are going to be the better guys off the flats? Who's going to be better off? That's where I think it's going to have to come into play, to where they're going to scheme up this offense and where to put these wide receivers in the better position for them to get open.
Right. Man, hopefully Brady isn't on IR, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. I will definitely hop on there. But Trey, I appreciate you hopping on, man. I appreciate you coming on. You're always more than welcome to come on when I have these these call-in shows. So I appreciate you calling in. I'm gonna get back to it, and then I think I got some other people back here, so I'm gonna let them come in as well.
Keep it going, man. Keep pounding.
Yeah, you too, brother. Thank you for joining. That was Trap Set Player One. Thank you for joining, man. It's always a pleasure talking with you and having some beautiful conversations about the Carolina Panthers. Chris Mack comes in with some breaking news that left guard Brady Christensen is on the IR. So let me let's go and check this out real quick. Let's see if there's any news about him. Yep, it just came out 10 minutes ago here. Looks like will miss at least 4 weeks after being placed on injury reserve on Wednesday. Played every snap on opener, but suffered a bicep injury later in the opener, which created a roster spot. So that's the reason why they brought in these guys, which we were talking about. So it's a bicep injury. So he must have torn like a ligament in his bicep or something. Hopefully it's not a torn bicep, because if it is a torn bicep, it would be worse. So which means that it's either going to be Chandler Zavala will I'm thinking that they're going to put Chandler Zavala still at the right guard position, which means that Cade Mays, Calvin Throckmorton, or Nash Jensen will have to play left guard. So I don't know if he will be where these guys are actually going to be. Do you think Mingo will break loose and become a problem for defenses sooner or later? I think so. I think he's got the ability to do so. He's already played more snaps than Terrace Marshall did in his first year. So, I mean, and I think he's poised to be a potential threat to this team. Mingo will be good. Man, losing Brady is going to hurt. Move Zavala to his natural left guard position. You think they're going to move Zavala to left guard, put someone over there? It would be really hard for me. I mean, from a standpoint of moving Zavala, let me share my screen real quick with you guys. So this just came out. It's going to be placed on injury reserve. So that just came out. I think that you got to keep Zavala at the right guard position because he's the hot hand and he's comfortable there right now. I feel like if you move a guy to, even though he can play left guard, the problem is when you're switching players from left to right, you're switching the playbook switches up on you and the footwork and all that changes. Okay. So that's the problem when you're switching players on the offensive line over from one position to another. All right. So they just placed him on the injury reserve. So I guess we'll find out maybe maybe through a press conference what they're going to do, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe we'll find maybe this is going to be something that's going to be on comes out later on this week, or maybe it's a game day decision. I don't know. But for me, I think you got to keep the hot hand at the right guard position, and you move and you bring in one of your guys. You bring in Throckmorton, Jensen, or which Throckmorton is known for playing the left guard position and right guard position. He's played both. So he could be there. So maybe they throw Throckmorton at right guard and move Zavala to the left guard, right? Or maybe they put Throckmorton at left guard and keep Zavala, right? Cade Mays is still in there, which could be a possibility at the left guard, or Cade Mays at right guard and they move Zavala to left. There's there's multiple scenarios with this situation it could go, right? Yeah, it should be a press conference today, I think. Yeah, which may be coming on here soon, actually. Let's see. See if they got a press conference coming on here soon. See what time the Carolina Panthers press conference is today. Usually it's around this time. Doesn't say what time, so usually it just comes up on Twitter or X. What's up, Alex? What's going on, everyone? Well, Alex, we just have breaking news that Brady Christensen is going to be placed on IR. So that's what brings me back to our topic here, which was bringing in these guys. So we just talked about bringing in David Sharp, which they moved up to the 53-man roster. Basically, he's a versatile swing tackle. You got Chris Warman, who joins the practice squad. They're trying to bolster up this defensive arsenal as well. He's a former defensive lineman, powerhouse, ready from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And 13 games last year with the Steelers. Wormley had 29 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 1 quarterback hit, and 0.5 sacks. And 1 forced fumble. So we'll see if he gets moved up, see if he gets any playing time, or if he just remains on the practice squad. We also brought in DiCaprio Booty. That's what I found out, that his name is actually Booty. His last name is Booty. I don't think it's Boodle or Bottle or anything like that. I'm pretty sure his last name is Booty. Brought him into the practice squad over from the Kansas City Chiefs. He was there for the last 2 seasons, trying to just add depth and competition really to that cornerback room. And then we brought back Deion Jones. They're bringing back, they haven't really signed really any guys yet. I think they did sign Tariq Cohen today. So we'll see what happens with him. He might be a special teams kind of guy. Maybe we'll see him in the backfield some. Who knows? Maybe they plan to use him as a slot receiver, which would be kind of cool too. If he's available and ready to go and gets himself situated, right? So they brought back Deion Jones to the practice squad. We all know about who Deion Jones is. He was a former Atlanta Falcon. He's had over 652 tackles in his career, 46 tackles for a loss, 44 pass breakups, 20 quarterback hits, 11 interceptions, 8.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles under his belt. So let's see if he stays in the practice squad, or if he gets moved up to bring some of that experience to the team. Then we also brought in Lamar Jackson, not the quarterback, no, the cornerback. Adding depth to that corner room again. Joined the practice squad. He's seen time with the Kansas City Chiefs, Chicago Bears, the Denver Broncos in 2022. His career stats so far is 31 tackles, 4 pass breakups, 22 games in the secondary. I think with JC Horn being temporarily sidelined, I think Jackson's presence could hopefully maybe they'll bring him up. I think he could be a valuable asset to our defense, especially in that corner room. And then Tyreek Cohen. They brought in former Chicago Bears running back Tyreek Cohen. If you don't know who Tyreek Cohen is, go watch some highlights. The dude is elusive, fast. I'm talking about Tyreek Hill's speed through the years and when he's played. Now, obviously, he's had multiple injuries between an ACL and an Achilles tear, which he's just coming off of. He's very versatile. I think he could bring some electrifying dimension to the Panthers offensive playbook if they decide to move him up to the main roster. And if he's fully healthy and ready to go and gets himself acclimated, right? He has 1,100 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. He's got 209 receptions for 1,500 yards and 75 yards, 9 touchdowns in his career. I'm hoping to see this speedster come out there on the field because he could be an explosive playmaker if he is fully and ready to go. Right. So I just wanted to run through that real quick. Let's see. Press conference is live now. All right. And then I'll get into my power rankings. And guys, if you want to join the live stream, you're more than welcome to. This is the StreamYard link right there. If you just want to join and hop in like Trapset did, you're more than welcome. Let's see. Where did that was the press conference on September 11th. Let's see. Is it just on YouTube? Because if it's on YouTube, I'm not going to be able to share it, which is going to suck. Yeah, it's on YouTube, but it hasn't even started yet. All right, I'm going to keep. It hasn't started yet. It's not going to start. I don't know when, but it hasn't started yet. Yeah, Chris Mack, I mean, it makes sense for him to be placed there, but at the same time, if you got a guy who's blocking very well and is very comfortable in that position, it's just hard for me to just switch him over there. And I'd rather even if at least if like, let's say we throw Throckmorton, Jensen, or Mays at the left guard position, I just think that you want to keep if Bozeman, Zavala, Icky, and Moton have been consistent already in their positions. It's just hard for me to switch things up. Okay, so it will be on Twitter here in a minute. All right. It will be on Twitter here in a minute, so I will be able to share it. I like the Cohen pickup too. Yeah, me too. Man, I still butthurt over this divisional loss. Hopefully L's don't become a permanent thing for us. Yeah, I hope not either. Damn, I just read that right now. They mentioned, we'll miss 4 games. Yep, 4 games. Looking at Evero's scheme, I didn't see how Chin's skill set fits. Troy Hill played nickel corner better than him. Yeah, I think that Jeremy Chin's just better off either he's either better off on the edge and being in the linebacker position and playing the middle of the field. So he's better off playing like safety or middle linebacker. Like that's his versatility, right? Hello, waiting for Jen. I'm waiting too. I can't share my screen if it's on the app. I can't share my screen if it's on YouTube because if I share my screen from YouTube will bounce my channel, and I just don't really want to do that. Marco's Cash saying hit the like button, 11 viewers, 7 likes. Yeah, guys, come on. Pound the like button. The more you like, the more people get in here. I would greatly appreciate it. We're up to 11 likes. Let's continue to take this channel to the moon. The more you do that, the more you like, the more we can take this channel to the moon, folks. All right, shit. Yeah, I think maybe Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if I can share on Facebook either because, well, I can go live on Facebook, but I'm not sure if I can share my screen from Facebook. Bounce your channel. It showed on the Panthers app too, I think. Yeah. Like, so with YouTube, okay, if I did a live stream and I posted up the Carolina Panthers game, like it's the same thing with the press conferences. They'll give you a strike and they'll take down your channel. Like not take it down, but they'll like whatchamacallit. They will they'll give me a strike and then take down the stream, and then I might not be able to stream for a while. Like it's like a penalty. We got another caller in here. We got Daquan Simmons. I
Hello?
think I pronounced your name right. Did I?
Yeah.
Good. What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just waiting for this press conference to start, and then I'm going to get in my last topic for the day. But what you got for me?
So I want to get your opinion on the Panthers bringing in so many niggers in the offseason.
Huh?
I wanted to get your opinion.
Okay. I know what this guy is all about. Can you share the audio? Yeah, I can share the audio. I'll be able to get on Twitter and do that. So I'll be able to get on Twitter. Why would he do that? Dude, people are just disrespectful. Have no respect for themselves. Try to make themselves look better. Multiple other things. Why he would come on here and say drop a word that I've never said in my life makes no sense to me. So yep, that's all he is a clown. Just trying to, he's probably trying to get, like, that's how people, basically come on here and, dude, I just can't believe that just happened. Wow. That was very disrespectful. That person, who he needs to grow up. He's probably like 16. All right. Let's get this press conference pulled up. I mean, dude, hey, I didn't say it, so at the end of the day, I don't, it's not on me. But you know what? I can find him real quick. I can find him real quick. It won't be a problem. It will not be a problem to find him. All right, let me pull the press conference up. Give me 1 second. Yep, moving on. Exactly. We're just gonna move on from it because dude's a freaking douchebag. All right. Well, they're not showing it on Twitter, so okay. Let me share my. I don't think I can share this, but I can at least have it going. All right, hold on. Come on. There we go. 3 years in. 3 years in. I got some changes coming to the channel, actually. I never worked in retail, actually, Walt. By the way, guys, if y'all know who this guy is, the name of him, the guy that showed up on the show trying to be funny, thought he would be funny and smart. This is his name. This is his name that thought that would be funny and smart. If you find out who he is, let me know. That's his name. Wants to come in here and be funny and try to drop a word that shouldn't be said. Never said. Mr. Toxic Black, I appreciate you joining the live stream, even though you're a Falcons fan. Appreciate you joining, man. Yeah, it's in the bio. Yeah, Wall G, it's down there. I'll send it in the chat. It's right there, Wall G. Okay. Really wasn't much. Well then. I guess they're having some more people come up. I guess is it over? Oh man. Oh, Bryce Young's up there. All right. Well, I'm done with the press conference. Let's get back to this, and I'm going to finish up the stream here. Power rankings becomes basically a reality check for us guys. I mean, after the preseason, brimming with optimism. Panthers faced basically a reality check in week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons. Only mustering up, 10 points in a divisional showdown is never something you want to do. Definitely raised a lot of eyebrows and concerns. The power rankings reflected this. The Panthers went from number 22 into the number where they started in the preseason. Despite the setback, tight end Hayden Hurst shown brightly, leading the team in reception, targets, receiving yards. Frank Wright emphasized on the tight ends in this offense. So they're going to be, it seems like they're going to be getting used a lot more this year. As the season unfolds, we'll see what, where this potential lies and where we can strive for success with this team. The playoff aspirations hinge on their performance against NFC South rivals. So we've got to definitely get a win on Monday. It's key that we get this win on Monday, but honestly, it really isn't. I mean, the Detroit Lions last year started 0-6 and made the playoffs last year. So we will see. We will honestly see. I am still like mind blown that somebody would come on here and say some stupid shit like that. No, I'm absolutely like mind blown. So, but I'm glad I cut him off as quick as I could. As quickly as I could. Oh my God. People are already coming on here saying Mingo's Kelvin Benjamin. Jesus. Part of me sometimes thinks that these people say the things on Twitter just to really just to say things. It's mind blowing to me. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button. I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm still like mind blown about that. So, I will be very cautious next time, people, when we do a call-in show. So, appreciate everyone joining. Y'all keep pounding.